differently. Thank you for your patience, as this is our second time doing these meetings by phone and webinar. Again, we will be practicing social distancing today, so you will only see 3 supervisors up here today. Supervisor Gallardo and Supervisor Sellers called in the last formal meeting. So to be fair, they are in attendance this morning. We are rotating in-person attendance, so we have Supervisor Gates and Supervisor Chukri calling in today. Thank you both for attending by phone this morning. Let's begin this meeting. We will start with the prayer and pledge. Normally we would have someone join us, but I believe we have someone calling in, and I'm going to leave that to Supervisor Gallardo. Would you please introduce our prayer and pledge today?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the phone, Monsignor, are you on the phone?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for joining us today at short notice, because I did reach out to him yesterday evening. Monsignor Andrew Barajas has been just a great leader in our community. He has met him while we were in the legislature, and it just does great work. So this is not his first time giving us the honors of participating. So I'm glad that he is here to join us and give us the invocation and the prayer.
Will you all please rise?
Father Creator, thank you. Even though every seat has not been filled there today, we thank you for each mind and heart that still feels the presence of that special room. Only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish here today. We thank you for this event and your purpose for it. We know that when we gather together, you always have divine agenda. Today we ask you, as your beloved children, for your protection, especially in this time of crisis. For those already afflicted, we ask you to obtain the grace of healing and deliverance. Hear the cries of those who are vulnerable and fearful. Wipe away their tears and help us and them to trust. Give us comfort and strength. Keep us all safe, especially the ones fighting in the front lines. We thank you. Amen.
Amen.
And now, will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my honor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Monsignor. All right. We are going to get started next on the get my screen here for a second. On the roll call. So Miss Fran McCarroll down there with her social distancing. It's so strange. Please call roll.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Supervisor Sellers.
Present.
Supervisor Chukri.
Here.
Supervisor Gates.
Here.
Supervisor Gallardo.
Here.
And Chairman Hickman.
Here. Thank you, Fran.
Mr. Chairman, I'd also like to just note that Andrea Cummings, your attorney, is also on the call.
Okay. Welcome, Andrea. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Keeping us in line from afar. That's nice. Okay, we'll go to the Pet Showcase. The Bissell Pet Foundation is sponsoring all adoption fees to help us get more pets out of the shelter. The public can still adopt, but must make an appointment using the link on our website, pets.maricopa.gov. Oops, sorry. MCACC just launched our new Adoptable Pet Webpage, shown under the pictures on the screen. Again, pets.maricopa.gov. Here you can view all pets available for adoption and see any behavior or medical notes. You can select pets that you would like to see when they get to the shelter for your appointment. Filters at the top of the page allow you to customize your search. The new page also allows you to save the information as a PDF to print and bring to the shelter when you come for your appointment. That number to call to make all these arrangements is 602-506-PETS, which is 602-506-7388. 887. And what a wonderful time as you are sheltering at home with your kids that are probably bouncing off the walls to pick up a pet. I know our 2 dogs right now loved the first week of this, and now they're hiding from us because they don't want to be walked anymore by 3 different kids. So I would think you could have that same kind of fun at home as well. Do I have Jen and Darren on the phone in case we need them?
Yes, Mr.
Yes,
Chairman.
this is Jen.
Thank you, Jen.
And Darren.
Jen and Darren, thank you. We will now consider the planning and zoning portion of our agenda. For the moment, let's take off. There's been a couple concerns that have arisen on PZ1. So let's go to PZ2, 3, and 5. Fran, are there any when present to comment, or are there any hands raising on the internet?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any for those cases.
Okay. Being that, we will now consider agendas PZ1, I'm sorry, PZ, let's see, 2, 3, and 5.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of items PZ 1, 2,
No,
3, and 5.
not
I'm
one.
sorry. Not 1, I apologize.
Yeah.
PZ 2, 3, and 5.
Thank you, Steve. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries. Now if we can, let's go back to PZ1 because something came up, and maybe Jen or Darren can bring up what's occurred with item PZ1.
Thank you, Chairman Hickman. PZ1 Tonopause is a special use permit application for 15-year duration for a canine dock diving facility. It's located near 348th Avenue and Van Buren. Currently, Tonopause is operated under a home occupancy permit, which is permitted per state statute, but limits people to having only 5 customers at a time on their property. So Tonopause has some events which would have more people than 5 at any one time on the property. So they have applied for a special use permit. They have about 5 acres in the area, and most of the properties in the area are also 5-acre properties. Staff and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended approval because it's consistent with the type of use in a rural environment. Also, we received actually 3 letters of support from their neighbors for the special use permit, saying that there has been minimal impact to their property and they are supportive of this application. We recently received 2 letters of opposition from neighbors who had concerns regarding the noise, and I believe they may be available to speak regarding their opposition. Staff believes that those concerns are addressed through the special use permit and the conditions on the special use permit, and we still agree with the Planning and Zoning's recommendation for approval. I'm happy to answer any questions.
First of all, let's see. Fran, is there anybody wishing to speak on this item?
Mr. Chairman, we have had someone put in a speaker slip. It's Phil Vavrenik. I hope I'm saying his name properly, and I believe he's on the line. I can ask the moderator if they would open the line so he could speak. Mr. Vavrenik?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi, Mr. Vavrenik. Please go ahead.
Okay. I just wanted to maybe clarify my email that I had sent in yesterday. I'm not opposed to the business operating there. Our main concern collectively was the event that happened on March 14th. It was, in our opinion, it was disruptive to the neighborhood. Mainly it was the amplified music the announcer amplified on a speaker system, a PA system, announcing, the dogs' names and the distances they're jumping, along with the rock music intermittently throughout the event. And the high traffic, it seemed like every 5 to 10 minutes there was a car either arriving or departing and having to access our dirt road in front of our homes. And it went on, it was actually the part of the 13th, which I believe was a Friday, and then all day on the 14th, which is a Saturday, March this year. And my neighbor had a couple people that got lost, didn't know where it was, and actually the clients, the customers, drove onto their property. And then we just we witnessed a lot of dust going up and down the undesignated dirt road in front of the house. And we've been living here for almost a decade, and some of my other neighbors have been here, almost 30 years or more. And it was a nice, quiet, rural community. And this is just compromising that, and we just don't want to. We don't want to tolerate that. It jeopardizes our enjoyment of our own properties. And I'm probably I measured it out. I'm about 470 to 480 feet from the pool. That's where my property is. So at 480 feet distance, I can hear everything that's going on over there. And it's we're just not happy about it. I don't have a problem with them running normally with the, a couple clients at a time, as long as they're not having the amplified music and announcing and stuff going on. And they were running for a while without that, and it was fine to us. We didn't have a problem with it. It was just the special event. And it was my understanding, I believe, from Jessica, who was, I think she was, her info was on the posting out in front of the property, that she said they were wanting, I think, 4 to 6 events a year. And that's mainly why we're objecting to it.
Okay. I just wanted to point out also that in the current SUP, the use of a water truck was talked about, so we will make sure that they are complying with that when it comes to dust suppression. So I want you to know that's being looked into as well. So being that the amplification of the noise is the central topic of the complaint, I would turn to Supervisor Sellers.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve PZ1.
Wait.
But
I have more speakers.
Oh, you do? I thought you said you just had one.
No, I think we only have one on the line, but I had some comments from some other people.
Oh, okay. Please read the comments into the record.
I apologize for not making that clear.
Okay.
We also got a letter from the applicant where he was addressing, and he mentioned the water truck that you said. There was a neighbor of Mr. Varenik, I think his name is Mr. Luther, Mark Luther, who said that he agreed with Mr. Varenik's comments. And then just this morning, we received a third notice from Francisco Cerda, 2 different Francisco Cerdas with different middle initials, J and O. And they said they were neither in favor or opposed, just wanted to bring up a few things. They mentioned the dust, and they felt there was no signage to which the Tonopah was located, that there needed to be better signage directing people there. Some people came onto their property and asked for directions how to get there, and they were concerned about the loud music and the tents and the vehicles. So they said up until this point, they were not even aware that there was a business there. So it seems that all of the comments have to do with the event that happened. And then the applicant wrote, and he commented that if that was the biggest concern, that he wanted to make sure that everyone knew he was going to turn all the amplification down. Let's see. In the future, I will perform sound checks to ensure that the noise is minimal and does not disturb the surrounding properties. And in regard to the dust, and he said that there would be a sign, and a sign that the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, so there's not excessive dust. I believe I apologize for not making it clear that I had these other comments.
Okay. So that's it. Okay. I will turn to Jack Sellers again.
Okay.
Supervisor Sellers.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move for approval of PZ1, but adding the language, amplified music and announcing shall not exceed 68 decibels at the property line and will only take place during daylight hours.
Very good. Thank you, Jack. The 68 decibel limit is the equivalent of normal conversation or laughter at the property line. So I hope that takes away the concern about the noise issue. So appreciate that. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Great. Did I hear you, Bill? Or both of you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I think I heard a unanimous decision. No nays? Okay. Motion passes, and thank you all for joining us today on this topic. Okay. We'll now continue on under planning and zoning under the consent agenda, PZ4, the Romero property. There has been a request to continue this item to the April 22nd, 2020 Board of Supervisors meeting. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Supervisor Sellers.
I move this case be pulled off the consent agenda and the case be continued to the April 22nd, 2020 board hearing in order to give the applicant more time to address the concerns raised by the town of Queen Creek.
Great. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed?
Aye.
Great. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Now, under planning and zoning, under the regular agenda, PZ6, the Beth Emeth Congregation Zone Change Request. I will ask, Jen Pekorski and Darren Gerard is still there.
Yes.
Would you like to say something about this?
Thank you, Chairman Hickman. This is a request for the rezoning of a portion of the Beth Emeth Congregation's parking lot to R5 zoning for senior living. And the neighboring homeowners association has raised some concerns about the density of the housing and some obstruction of their views. And the congregation would like more time to be able to work with those neighbors to see if they can come to a solution that's going to work for both parties. So they're asking to continue this to June 26th.
Okay, so being that there is a request to continue this meeting, or this item to the June 26, 2020 Board of Supervisors meeting, is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I will move that PZ6 be continued. This item be placed on the June 26, 2020 board meeting.
Thank you, Steve. Do I have a second? I will give it to Steve Chukri. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none.
Aye.
Great. Okay, that sounded unanimous. So motion carries. Now, still under the regular agenda, PZ7 is Cemetery, 56th Street and Lone Mountain. PZ8, group homes. Do I have Jen cover this one too? Because I'm getting some of the same notations. But it says, Fran, is there anyone to comment on items PZ7 and PZ8?
Mr. Chairman, I do not have any slips for those, but I believe there are requests for those to be continued. Maybe Ms. Pekorski can address that.
Jen.
Mr. Chairman, I think on item 7, just in the interest of time, that if you would allow me, I'd like to speak to that.
Sure, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This item, we have had some stakeholder meetings with some of the opponents as well as the proponents of this project. And some, unfortunately, were not notified, and it certainly isn't a commentary on how the notification occurred. However, it is a commentary on where we stand today as it relates to some neighbors feeling that they did not know about the project prior to the Planning and Zoning Commission hearing. And there are some other concerns that I have about this proposal, and I certainly want to be able to meet with some of the neighbors, and I've committed to them to do so when we are back during some normal operations as a county board and working with our constituents. So with that being said, I'd like to make a motion to continue this to our May 6th board hearing, and it could even be postponed yet again, depending just on circumstances, Mr. Chairman.
Great, okay. Would you, it looks also like on the group homes, is that, am I hearing a continuance on both items? Or just this one? And I'll let Jen go into PZ8 if she would like.
Oh, yes, Chairman Hickman. We've also had a request from the applicant for PZ8, the text amendment for group homes, to continue that to May 6th in the hopes that at that time we may have returned to in-person meetings.
Okay.
He has a request to May 6th.
I'm happy to include that. I'm happy to include that into my motion as well for item PZ8.
Okay, I will do that then. I will. So you are saying continuance to both PZ7 and PZ8. So that is the motion to the May 6, 2020 Board of Supervisors meeting. So you've made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I don't know if I'm
Chairman Hickman?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm having PTSD or not, but those birds in the background are killing me up here. But anyway, I think that's Supervisor Gates. I'm getting upset with you, Supervisor Gates, for your series of calm meetings that you provide.
I'm sorry,
Chairman
you want some more
Hickman?
stressful noises?
Okay.
It's beautiful in District 3. What can I
It
say?
certainly is. It certainly is. All right, Jen, did you want to say something before we move on?
Yes, I just wanted to confirm that we moved the Beth and Beth to the June 24th hearing.
Oh, okay. So
I
that.
thought I had.
Oh, so okay. So I moved them both to so you would like the group home to the June, instead you would like.
The May group homes would be May 6th, but the Beth and Beth, the one that was previous to this slide, I wasn't sure I heard June 24th.
Okay, we'll go back to that. Would you like to amend your motion, Fran? I'm sorry.
Mr. Chukri, that you need to ask. He made the motion.
He made the motion? Mr. Chukri, would you like to amend your motion as stated before on the Beth congregation zone to another date? Is that what it was?
Mr. Chairman, yeah, I'm not sure that I made that motion, but
No,
I'm
did.
happy to make
Oh, I
a motion
apologize.
to push this item PZ6 to the June date mentioned.
June
With the
24th.
6th, I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Okay, it's
24th.
yeah, perfect,
So
Steve.
I would make a motion to move item PZ6 to June 24th.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I realize now what the error was on the slide. It says June 26th. On the note, it says June 24th. Are we good with June 24th? That's a... Yes, it was just an
Yes,
error on the
it's June
slide.
24th.
And so, and I do apologize, I was thinking you were talking about number 7. It was Mr. Gallardo who made the motion. So could you amend your motion to June 24th?
Definitely. Mr. Chairman, I amend my motion that we continue PZ6 and move this item to our June 24th, 2020 board meeting.
Thank you, Steve. Who was the second last time? Was that
Mr.
Steve?
Chukri.
Mr. Chukri, do you want to second it again?
I've never been mistaken for Mr. Gallardo, but until now, but I will take that with the honor and make a second to his motion.
Thank you both. Okay. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'm starting to get lost a little bit. Have we cleaned up the next PZ7 and PZ8 yet? So that one's all finished now as well, correctly?
I believe so. Jen, both PZ7 and 8 are continued to May 6th. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Sorry for the confusion. I just wanted to clarify and make sure we got the right date.
No, I appreciate you having your calendar in front of you. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. And we've already voted on that, so now we can move on to statutory hearings under transportation. 5A is road file declarations, road file number A305. Fran, is there anyone present to comment on item 5A?
None, Mr. Chairman.
The board will now consider item 5A.
Move for approval.
Thank you, Jack.
Second.
A second. Thank you, Bill. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under County Officers, Assessor. Number 6, rental registration fee elimination. Number 7, State Retirement System Government Property Lease Tax. Under County Attorney, number 8, amend agreement with Phoenix Children's Hospital. Under Sheriff, number 9, letter of understanding with Maricopa County Education Service Agency. Number 10, donations. Number 11, resolution regarding Arizona's highway safety plan submissions. The board will now consider items 6 through 11.
So,
Mr. Chair, motion to,
Okay, do I have a motion and a second then?
second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under School Superintendent, number 12, letter of understanding with Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Number 13, apply and accept Title I delinquent LEA grant. Number 14, apply and accept the 2020 Title III consortium grant. Under Superior Court, or Superior Count, under Superior Court, I think. Number 15, golf cart permanent additions to the fleet. The board will now consider items 12 through 16.
Move for approval.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under County Offices and Departments, Animal Care and Control, 16, a New Hope Agreement. Number 17, Competition and Practical with Zoetis for veterinary supplies. Under Budget Office, amend budget guidelines and priorities. Under Finance, number 19, Funds, Transfers, and Warrants. The board will now consider items 16 through 19.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of items number 16 through 19.
Thank you, Steve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, thank you,
Second.
Jack. Jack beat you. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under, under Human Services, not Services. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I apologize. Just kind of running as fast as we can on
yes,
some
we
of these
are.
things.
We are. Number 20 through 23, amend IJs with agreement with City of Tolleson, the Town of Youngtown, Arizona Department of Housing for eviction prevention services. Number 24, documents required by Arizona Department of Economic Security. Under Parks and Recreation, number 25, agreement with the United States Bureau of Reclamation. And under Planning and Development, number 26, Four Seasons at Sun City, subdivision assurance agreement and resolution. The board will now consider items 20 through 26.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Steve.
Second.
Second.
Oh, we'll give it to Bill. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under Public Defense, number 27, an MOU with Valleywise Hospital. Under Public Health, 28, notice of award for Health Start Initiative. 29, amend agreement with Brigham Young University. 30, award and contract from Arizona Department of Health Services. 31, rescind action regarding certain virtual services. 32, acceptance and use of gift cards for the tuberculosis control. Under real estate, consent for use of reclamation right-of-way. Number 34, communication site sublicense agreement. The board will now consider items 27 through 34.
Move for approval.
Okay, thank you, Jack.
I'll second that motion.
And Steve Gardo seconds. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under transportation, number 35, bid and award for construction of roadway widening. 36 and 37 are IGAs with Pinal County and the city of Apache Junction. Number 38, bid and award for roadway widening project. Number 39, agreement with Maricopa County Municipal Water Conservation District. Number 40, easement, right-of-way, and relocation assistance documents. Under Board of Supervisors, number 1, accept the resignation of Justice of the Peace for the White Tank Justice Court. Number 42, appointment to the Merit System Commission. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman.
Move approval.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
I'll second that, Mr.
What?
Chairman, with a compliment to Supervisor Gates and his appointment on item 42. Kathy Pettis is just a great person, so.
Great. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. And just back up to number 41, I wanted to thank Justice of the Peace David Osterfeld. I think he serves both of our communities with Steve, and he's done a great job. He was one of the first ones to be appointed in my duration here, and he really served that community well. He took over for Jeff Fine, who, as you all know, he's now our clerk of the court, and did a great job with that. And soon I will probably be working together to announce an appointment process for this, and I'll get that announced shortly, so people that are interested in that job can apply for it. So that being said, again, thank you, Justice Osterfeld, and good luck. He's a very good man. Okay, under setting of hearings, clerk of the board, number 43, submitted petitions to form Nancy K. Irrigation Water Delivery District. Under transportation, number 44, patent easement abandonment, road file number PAB-0112. The board will now consider items 43 and 44.
Move for approval.
So moved.
I'll give you the second on that one, Bill. So Jack beat you to the first. So I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under consent agenda, clerk of the board, number 45, minutes. Number 46, secured and unsecured tax roll corrections. Number 47, treasurer's collections and investment summary for February 2020. Number 48, duplicate warrants. Number 49, Head Start monthly report. The board will now consider items 45 through 49.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of items 45 through 49.
Thank you, Steve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Thank you, Jack. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under the addendum, Board of Supervisors, A1, proclamation regarding Richard Elias. On County Attorney, A2, settlement and CenturyLink Corporation versus Arizona Department of Revenue, Maricopa County et al. Under Finance, A3, revision to finance countywide policy. Under Human Resources, A4, amend exceptions to Maricopa County employee leave and teleworking policies to address the COVID-19 virus. The board will now consider items A1 through A4. Yes, Fran.
Mr. Chair?
Wait, 1 second. Wait, 1 second, Bill.
He's-
Fran,
He's going to say the same thing.
oh, okay, you're going to say the same. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah. So, Mr. Chair, I was just asking if we can take A2 separately, as I have a potential conflict on that item.
Okay, so if you step away from your phone for a moment.
Turn my camera off here.
Yes, turn your camera. Let's take A2 first then, as you step away from your phone. Do I have a motion on item A2 then, separately?
Mr. Chairman, I move.
I beat Steve.
Okay, Steve, thank you, making the motion. And Steve Gallardo has seconded.
Second it.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. I'll invite Supervisor Gates back to his chirping bird phone again, please.
Mr. Chairman, were we going to take the?
Thank you so much.
Were we going to take
Yeah.
the proclamation separate?
You want to take, sure, we'll take the proclamation separate. Let's just do that right now. Item A1 then, proclamation regarding Richard Elias. Supervisor Gallardo?
Mr. Chairman, I just moved the approval of item A1, and just a quick comment once we get a second.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, thank you, Jack. Go ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Richard Elias, one of our own colleagues, a Pima County supervisor who I've known for quite so many years. He was a great partner, not only here at the county, but when I was in the legislature as well. You know, anytime we had some disagreements with some of our Pima County legislators, we would turn to him and Ramon Valadez and some of the others to help us try to convince some of our Pima County legislators to go our way. But nonetheless, he was just a great friend. When I heard that he had passed, we real quickly started thinking, oh, when was the last time I spoke with him? And I'm wanting to say it was back maybe around the holidays or the first of the year that I spoke with him. But he was just a great guy, really quiet. He wasn't out there in front, but he was very passionate on the issues he stood for. Worked well with the LGBT community and the issues of homelessness and poverty. Those were the areas that he really focused in on. But he was just a great supervisor. He's definitely going to be missed, not only by many of us here in Maricopa County, but definitely in his district and out in Pima County. So to his family and his close friends and all the colleagues, my condolences in regards to this loss. He was just a great individual. So I thank you, Mr. Chairman, for bringing this proclamation forward. I didn't even know you had wrote it until I said, oh, okay, good, that's great, that you brought a proclamation in regards to Richard Elias. So I just want to thank you and my condolences to our Pima County family down there for their loss as well.
Yeah, I would concur. I didn't have a deep relationship as you did, but I just thought that that's an incredibly huge loss for Pima County. And as I was CSA president, of which you will be here shortly, it's great to have those types of people and those types of relationships that are pre-existing when you become chairman. So. But I know you have great relationships with them already down there, Steve. So we mourn the loss of Supervisor Elias.
And just a quick, on top of just a quick note, unfortunately, he had just filed his petitions to run for re-election on the Wednesday prior to his passing. So I know there's one particular candidate that I know very well who is scrambled around to collect enough signatures. I'm not too sure if she made it or not, but she was scrambling around to place her name on the ballot to replace him as the candidate for Supervisor District 5, matter of fact. Right. So I wish them well in Pima County, and once again, just my condolences to the Elias family for their loss.
Great. Okay. Well said. So we have a motion.
Mr. Chairman?
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe before the vote, Mr. Chairman, out of respect to the former chairman, if the Madam Clerk could read the proclamation.
Do you have it with you? Oh, yes, absolutely. Steve comes through for Fran.
Thank you. Yes, I'd be happy to do that. This is a proclamation in honor of Richard Elias, Pima County Chairman of the Board of Supervisors. Whereas Richard Elias served as a Pima County Supervisor since his initial appointment in 2002, most recently serving as Chairman of the Board. And whereas Supervisor Elias was often honored by his colleagues and the community, receiving numerous awards, including the Arizona Minority Bar Association Community Service Award and the National Latino AIDS Awareness Day Special Recognition Award. And whereas Supervisor Elias was recognized as a great leader and a strong advocate for the Sonoran Desert Conservation Plan, and whereas Supervisor Elias served on a number of boards, including the Pima County Board of Health and Diabetes Association Board of Directors, the University of Arizona Healthcare Hospital at Keno Advisory Board, and whereas Supervisor Elias, because of his strong advocacy for education, served on the Sal Pointe Catholic High School Board of Directors and the Tucson Unified School District Mexican American Studies Advisory Board, now therefore be it resolved that I, Clint Hickman, Chairman of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, proclaim that Maricopa County hereby honors the legacy of Supervisor Elias and extends our sincere condolences to his family and to the Pima County government family.
Great. Very nice. Thank you for reading that. Thank you for asking for that to be read out loud, Steve. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You bet. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Okay, we'll go back to A3, Finance. We'll just restate it again. Revision to Finance countywide policy. Under Human Resources, A4, amend exceptions to Maricopa County employee leave and teleworking policies to address the COVID-19 virus. Do I have a motion for A3 and A4?
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of items three and 4.
3 and 4.
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Under Addendum Human Services, A5, A6, amend agreements with Wildfire Community Bridges, Inc. And I think we have quite a lot to say about A7 and A10, so let's just do A5 and A6. Do I have a motion for A5 and A6?
Mr. Chairman,
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
and a second from Steve. Motion and a second, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. Now the next items, A7 through A10, agreements with Arizona Department of Housing, Community Partners, Community Bridges, Inc., and New Foundation, Inc. I don't even know how to do this one because of some things. Bruce Liggett is here with us today. Maybe Bruce can come in and talk us through this because we have some recent news and we want to just be very specific on how we do these next three. So welcome, Bruce. Thanks for coming. We had a little bit of a discussion before this meeting, so if you'd like to carry us through that for a moment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Maybe I can address number A7 first specifically. So this is new money from the State Department of Housing for eviction prevention. They brought up an automated system. There have been a lot of applications. We feel with this funds we'll be able to assist probably 500 households is an estimate, and we already have 2,260 applications. So with approval of this, we'll be able to start making some of the rent payments
Okay,
for people.
thank you.
I think, Mr. Chairman, the next three really are kind of in inverse order for how they roll out and how I'd sequence them. So perhaps starting with A10, and at the board's direction and the county manager's direction, the Human Services Department is assisting with the public health response to the corona crisis. We've been asked to focus on the homeless population and to prioritize addressing individuals who are symptomatic or sick, and then also depopulating large congregate centers where people are just too close together and aren't able to social distance. We've been working on the medical facilities, and they're looking at hotels and those kind of things. This topic deals specifically with those people who we'd like to move out of some shelters, who are seniors or people with fragile medical conditions. They're vulnerable to the disease, most vulnerable to the disease, and we'd like to move them out of cramped settings into more spacious settings. Just 2 weeks ago, I contacted a great nonprofit in Mesa, a New Leaf. I had had prior discussions years before about some of their properties, and I said, do you have any buildings we might be able to utilize for this overflow of people from shelters? And they did have a facility. It was vacant. I was told it was formerly used as residential treatment for youth. It was very attractive to us, and already ready to move in. And so we were interested. This has all moved very quickly. You understand the urgency that we're trying to move with this. And the way we, of course, normally operate in the county is we work closely with our nonprofit and our city partners. We're moving pretty quickly on this one. We wanted to take quick advantage of this property. So it was just 2 weeks ago that our staff looked at the property, and the finalization of the lease was just less than a week ago in terms of that, so that it could be on this board agenda. So what A10 does is provide funding to a new foundation, which is the official name for a New Leaf, to rent the facility to house up to 50 people. The way it would work is that people would be screened by Healthcare for the Homeless to make sure that we're addressing the most vulnerable. I think they'll largely be seniors and some people with health conditions. They would be screened, and then they would go into the facility. We, on number A10, would be reimbursing Community Bridges for staffing the facility. They're able to ramp up quickly and staff the facility, so we were really grateful for that. Number A8 then is requesting your authorization for me to sign agreements from referring shelters. We did this very consciously. Everything in these documents talk about it being temporary. We were estimating 3 months. It could be 4 months, but that's our best guess right now is 3 months. And so these people would be screened, prioritized from existing shelters, and use this facility. This agreement says you will stay in touch with these individuals, you will check in regularly, daily, to how they're doing, and when we say they have to move out, you have to take them back within 48 hours, so there's no risk of people being stranded at a different site from where they originally came from. That was the design of this program. I notified Scottsdale Human Services Department 2 days ago that we were proceeding with this, and this morning the county received some request from Scottsdale to postpone this decision. It's my recommendation that we proceed if you are all comfortable, and that we absolutely commit to hearing Scottsdale's concerns. I know the county manager has already engaged the county attorney's office to begin to look at any issues that Scottsdale may have. So we would be able to start to address these fast track.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Steve, go ahead.
I have some comments, but before I make them, if I might, Mr. Chairman, and I certainly don't want to preempt any comments you might make, I have a clarification for Bruce that I would like to ask. The difference in terms, Bruce, on item A8, we're talking about there's a clause there that would allow us to extend it 2 additional 6-month periods. What is the difference between that and the A10 item with new foundation? Is the A10 item the real estate portion and the A8 is with Community Bridges? I just want to make sure I understand this.
Supervisor Chukri, A10 is the lease agreement with a New Leaf or a new foundation. A9 is the staffing for the operation of the facility, and A8 is the agreement with community partners that they will continue to remain actively involved with the individuals who will temporarily be housed at this facility.
Do you have a further question, Steve?
Clarify, so as it relates to the leasing of the real estate, that is all encompassed in A10. A8 is through the partnership we have with community partners.
That's what it sounded like.
That's
Yeah,
yes.
I think you're right.
I'm sorry, I can't hear it. Yep. Is that right?
It certainly sounded like that. It looked like that's the lease on the real estate with New Foundation to turn it into a new foundation rather than New Leaf, I guess. This is a new way of doing it. So are you asking about maybe the duration time frame on, is there a difference between is that what you're asking or no?
Well, Mr. Chairman, yes. In a nutshell, I am. I'm just looking for that clarification. I think I've got it. It appears that we can extend item A10 for an additional 9 months, if I'm reading this correctly. Whereas in AA, we're talking about our partnership.
Mr. Chairman, the dates in these agreements were partially boilerplate. Typically, our contracts allow for extensions due to unforeseen circumstances. And this boilerplate, in terms of the agreement A8 with community partners, would likely be the same type of agreement we would have then if we start to lease hotels for people. We'd also have a commitment that these people could go back to where they came from. With the urgency, understand how quickly we're moving on some of these things. The item that has paying community bridges for staffing, we will likely be back to you at the next board meeting to amend that, to add more to it, because we're looking at these staff as also being the ones who would staff the hotels for us. Mm-hmm. So when we identify a property that's available, given the urgency, we're acting now and putting these in place and having the flexibility if we need them down the road. But the intent was always that this go no longer, and the agreements even talk about the agreement with the partners, that these go as long as the COVID crisis exists.
Okay. Does that further clarify for you, Steve?
Yeah, it clarifies it, Mr. Chairman, and I've got comments when the appropriate time comes. I want to make sure we hear from others too.
Okay. Is there any other questions for Bruce? Joy, I have a question for you, just based on we are taking a look. I mean, everything is moving so fast, and we are trying to provide services to health at risk people with this COVID thing. And when as Steve brought up leases and stuff, are we having our own county attorney's office taking a look at some of these things, just to make sure that we're trying to square up as much as possible?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the county attorney's office has looked at this lease, and but they're also looking at the issues raised by the city of Scottsdale and have had contact with them even while we're in this meeting.
Oh, okay. So hopefully the right people are talking together and not just creating an issue. So with that, Jack, do you have a question? Steve, do you have a question?
No questions. I have a comment when we're...
Steve has no questions, but a comment as well. Jack, any questions? Bill, any questions? Okay.
No, Mr. Chair, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, before Mr. Gallardo speaks, I might be able to answer some questions that may come up or maybe may impact his comments if he would indulge me.
Okay, so do you want me to ask for a motion first before we do that? No. Okay, I'll ask for a motion then on items A7 through A10 before the comments.
Mr. Chairman, I move for approval of items, is it A7 through A10 or A8 through A10?
A7, yeah, the first one's the Arizona Department of Housing, but the other three are...
I move for approval of items A7 through A10.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second? You have a second? You have a second with that motion? Okay. Steve, did you want to make comments? Mr. Chukri, do you want to make comments first, or would you like to hear Mr. Gallardo? Okay, I guess he's contemplating that.
I want to hear from him as well.
Okay, let's go to Mr. Gallardo first.
And I love his work, and I appreciate his work.
Okay, go ahead. He's setting it up on a silver.
Notice to other municipalities and.
Okay. Okay, you're kind of cutting in and out. I'm going to go to Steve Gallardo right now, and let me hear from Steve before we take the vote.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just real briefly, I just want to go back. I mean, everything is moving.
Is that better, Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. Steve Chukri, go ahead. What would you like to say?
Okay, that.
Steve, you are cutting out.
Can you hear me?
That time I heard you perfectly.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you that
That's
time
all
too.
right?
Go ahead.
Okay, I apologize. Bruce Liggett, and I support the work he does, especially in these. We would all love to have proper notifications and the most notifications to cities.
Steve,
With today with this virus, the only certainty is uncertainty.
Steve, can you wait 1 second? Hold.
A council member from Scottsdale explaining what this. Yeah.
Steve, I'm sorry. You are cutting out so badly right now. Did your phone change, or did you shift in your seat and get under a masonry wall? What occurred there? I want to hear your comments.
Nothing's changed.
Huh? I want to hear your comments in full. Okay. Well, Paige is trying to get something to Steve. She's trying to.
Any better?
How about, yeah, let's see that one. Did you just jump a phone, or did you walk outside?
Is this any better?
Let's try that. Go ahead. You sounded okay this time.
Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chukri.
Okay, if you can hear me.
Mr. Chairman and Mr. Chukri, we're going to have Paige send you a different phone number that you can call in, because your phone, we hear about 3 words and then you're blank, and then we hear another couple words. So we're giving Paige a different phone number for you to call in right now.
Okay, that
might be more direct.
We can pause.
Yeah, we're going to pause and let you call in, Steve.
Okay, I'll try that right.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to pause. We're just going to hold still until you can get on a line that we can hear you. Okay?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we add cell phone service to District 2.
Does he?
We shall add that when Jack and I were on the phone, we didn't have these problems. Did we, Jack?
I know. Why did you guys just nail it? And then these other 2 guys, I've got Steve, chirping birds from Bill. Bill,
You're welcome.
Yeah. Bill, you're still with us, right, Bill?
Is this any better?
Yes. Steve, we can hear you. Okay, go ahead.
I can actually hear you much better too, Mr. Chairman. And we were doing so well, we got to page 39. What I was trying to say, and I apologize for the difficulty, is that they don't come any better than Bruce Liggett, and I certainly support his work when it comes to homelessness and the work we're discussing this morning with these 3 agenda items. And although we always hoped to give as much notice as we can to other municipalities and items like this that may impact a municipality or a community, the only thing that's certain right now in these days of the coronavirus is uncertainty. I explained that to Mayor Lane this morning of Scottsdale, as well as another council member, about the background, where this is coming from, and what we are doing with it. I did see the letter from the city manager, and I believe we are in a better place today than we were yesterday on this issue with the city. I don't think I'm not trying to suggest their approval of this, But I do know that there was some concern about the continuation, albeit if this is template language to be extended an additional 6 months and then an additional 6 months from that, so a total of 12. I told them this was temporary, and the purpose of this was to be temporary and to save lives. So they understand that. I would like to amend it so we don't extend this beyond a year, and I think that would be better received from the Scottsdale City Council and the mayor, if that's possible. And I don't know if I understood correctly Bruce's earlier comments. It would probably make sense that this runs parallel with our agreement with community partners. But if item number 8 also impacts our partnership with community, with the contract there to go outside of this facility, I see this facility listed in the agenda item, then that might be more difficult. But I don't think we're sending the right message to have this extend a year and a half or so, or the full term of it go a year and a half.
Okay. Very good. Bruce.
Mr. Chairman, since we'll likely be coming back at some point anyhow, if one of the supervisors would like to take out the additional 6-month extension under item A8, so to allow for just one 6-month extension, to further emphasize our intent that just be a temporary arrangement, that would be fine.
So that would put it at a year, first 6 months with the ability to go another 6 months if this thing continues on? Because I think Steve was trying to get it to, it won't go past a year. So.
Mr. Chairman, I don't think it's going to go past the first 6 months.
Okay.
So it'd be fine to take out.
Well, other people, Bruce, might be looking at it like, oh, this is a way to get something started that then they have no. Right. So does that give you, so are you going to make a motion as such to?
I think I just amend my motion, correct?
Okay. So are you willing then to have Jack amend his motion? Or would you like to make the motion with what you would like to see in that lease?
I'm fine, Mr. Chairman, with Mr. Sellers amending the motion, and I know we also are looking at any potential zoning issues, but I do not want this to any way suggest that I do not support Bruce on this. I support Mr. Liggett 100% on what he's trying to do, and if we have to come back and ask for more, we'll work with the Scottsdale community in doing so, but let's just be hopeful that this is the amount of time we need.
Okay, so I'll let you work on that unless you don't need the time to work on that amendment. Steve Gallardo, you wanted to make some comments, or?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, just real quickly, and thank you, Supervisor Shukri, for your work in dealing with one of your municipalities out there. We all deal with our own cities and towns within our supervisor districts, particularly when it comes to the issue of homelessness. So I'm totally supportive of Mr. Shukri's recommendation of amending the motion to take out the additional 6 months. I think we're in a crisis. I think we all are on the same side that we're in a crisis and things are moving real quickly. I also wanted to, we went through the A5 and A6 real quickly and just talk real quickly about that. SRP, thank you so much for stepping up additional funding for utility assistance. Our families are struggling even before the crisis, many of our families. And we all know that not only do we have a health crisis, but we're going to have an economic crisis down the road as well. And many of our families are feeling it now. And when you start adding utility assistance, the rental assistance, all that good stuff, that is just creating that bridge for families to get through this whole pandemic. So I do want to just put a shout out to SRP. I know we went through that one real quickly, but we have a crisis right now, and I hear it from Phoenix as well. When we working with the Circle of the City and trying to do some stuff just down the street, a lot of make sure it's only temporary, but at some point down the line, maybe not right now, we got to focus on what's in front of us, and that's a pandemic and how do we get through the first 6 months or the next year. But somewhere down the line, we really have to have a strong discussion around the issue of homelessness, and we'll have that discussion. But the items that we have from A5 through A10, I mean, we are working to help the most vulnerable in our community. We really are, and getting through this pandemic. And I know a lot of pieces are moving fast, like I said, but I would encourage all our cities and towns, and I'd be the first one to say the cities in my town or in my district, that we got to continue to work together. We got to continue to be partners in this. A lot of moving pieces. Bruce has done a remarkable job. He is our expert in this area, and this is not a difficult issue. I mean, this is a difficult issue. I'm sorry. This is not easy. There's a lot of different parts to it. So thank you, Bruce, for what you do. But I would just encourage, and let it be Phoenix, let it be Avondale, Buckeye, whatever cities, that you really have to work with us on this. We really do. And let's hammer out some of the details and issues, and let's get through this pandemic together. Let's protect the most vulnerable in our community, and together we will see through this and be much stronger at the end. So very supportive on removing the 6 months. We'll come back and talk about it, but what we have in front of us is very critical to make sure that, like I said, the most vulnerable in our community are taken through the next 6 months through this pandemic. So with that said, Mr. Chairman, I'm very supportive.
Very good. Okay, Mr. Sellers.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to amend my motion on item A8. Second paragraph, third sentence will now read, the agreement may be extended for one additional 6-month period upon acceptance and approval by both parties.
Okay.
And I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
You like to second? So I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. And Bruce, again, from our entire board.
Aye.
Oh, thank you, Bill. I know that you have been working on this issue tirelessly and trying to find new ways. So thank you from the board for your hard work. I don't doubt that this isn't a stressful time for all of us, but doubly so on you and your staff right now, trying to get these types of things in whatever way we can support in whatever community your work. We would appreciate and be able to do that for you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Joy.
Okay. Next up, under Risk Management, A11, State Bar versus Montgomery. A12, Settlement and Snyder versus Maricopa County. Under Real Estate, A13, Approve Issuance of Notice of Intent to Purchase. The board will now consider items A11 through A13.
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. We will now recess as.
Aye.
Thank you, Bill. We will now recess as the Board of Supervisors and convene as the Improvement District Board of Directors. Under I-11 is minutes. The board will now consider item I-1. The board will now consider item I-1.
Move for approval.
Mr. Chairman.
I have a motion and a second. Steve Chukri was second. Jack Sellers was the original motion. Thanks to both of you. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none.
Aye.
Okay. Thanks again, Bill. We will now adjourn as the Improvement District Board of Directors and convene as the Flood Control District Board of Directors. Under Flood Control District, F1, minutes. Under F2, declare sell excess portions of 4 parcels as listed on the agenda. On item F3, easement, right-of-way, and relocation assistance documents. The board will now consider items F1 through F3.
So moved, Mr. Chairman, and I did Mr. Sellers last time.
Thank you. Steve? Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries.
I think I heard an opposition vote by one of the birds.
It's a flood control district. They're out in the district right now. We will now adjourn as the Flood Control District Board of Directors and convene as the Library District Board of Directors. Under Library District, L1 is minutes, L2 is donations. The board will now consider items L1 and L2.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of item L1 and L2.
Thank you, Mr. Gallardo.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Sellers. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Motion carries.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. Stadium District, S1. We will now, adjourn as the Library District Board of Directors and convene as the Stadium District Board of Directors. The board will now consider item S1, which is minutes.
So moved.
Thank you, Supervisor Gallardo.
Second.
Thank you, Supervisor Sellers. I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay. I think I heard everybody's vote. All in favor say aye. Motion, I think motion was approved just then. I'm starting to lose track too. Those birds are killing me. We will now adjourn as the Stadium District Board of Directors and reconvene as the Board of Supervisors. Item number 50 is public comment period. Fran, do you have anything to report regarding public comment, email responses, or is anyone waving their hand on your internet feed?
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, all of the comments that we received, we have already dealt with. They were mainly on the planning portion, so we do not have any additional comments.
Okay, great. Then being no comments, we'll move on to item 51, Supervisor Summary of Current Events. First of all, I'll just go with Joy.
Mr. Chairman, as you mentioned just a few minutes ago, this is a very stressful and trying time for a lot of folks in our community, for you all, for the staff here. And I just want to thank you for your support. I want to thank folks like Bruce, Marcy, all of their staffs. You've been hearing from them every single morning about all the work that folks have been doing and how they've dug in to really, show what it means to be a public servant. And I couldn't be prouder of folks like Bruce being out there, making the hard decisions, stepping into leadership roles where no one else wants to go, filling that role for our community. And I'm just incredibly proud of our entire staff, our executive team, and thank you very much for the support that you've given each and every one of us, because some of these decisions have not been easy. Some of them have not been perfect. So thank you very much, and thanks to our staff as well.
Great comments. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate that. I'll go Steve Chukri.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I would echo those comments from our county manager and also applaud Joy at the same time, as well as the leadership team and you, Mr. Chairman, for checking in as often as you have with your colleagues to make sure that we're not missing anything or letting anything fall where they shouldn't. That being said, there is no playbook for a time like this that we're in, and I think that's abundantly clear. But the way that Maricopa County has stood up and done what they've done is very impressive, especially most recently in standing up this emergency center and with the cooperation of our county attorney and through your leadership there. So we have a ways to go, but I couldn't be prouder of serving with the team that I do.
Great. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate those comments very, very much. Supervisor Gates.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I've gone inside now, away from the chirping birds. So I apologize for any noises you hear in the house, but thank you so much for your leadership, Mr. Chair, echoing the comments of Supervisor Chukri on a variety of issues. I want to also thank Joy and her team for everything that has been done. I got cut off during Bruce's presentation, but so grateful for the work that he and his team have done on this issue. We've heard a lot from Phoenix. Obviously, I have a lot of Phoenix within my district, and appreciate the assistance and support we've gotten on that issue. Also, I want to thank all of our constituents out there who are doing the right thing. They're staying at home and helping to flatten the curve and slow the spread. And just ask that everyone continue to do that. Wear masks, when they're out and unable to distance for more than unable to distance less than 6 feet. All of this can really make a difference. And finally, just our public health team and the incredible work that they've done, 12, 16-hour days to protect everyone and to make sure that everyone is educated about this important issue. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. I'll turn to Supervisor Gallardo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everything that I was going to say has already been said. I just want to thank, once again, just repeat what Joy and Bill and Steve has said. We just have a great team out here in Maricopa County, and they've all taken such great leadership roles. And every time I get on our 9 or 8:30 phone calls, I'm just impressed with the amount of information that they're providing and the teamwork and making sure that we get through this together. And continue to working with our municipalities, making sure that this is a team effort. We got to work with our cities and towns. We got to work with our state. We got to work with our nonprofits. It's a team effort. I truly believe we'll get through this much stronger at the end. These are scary times. I know a lot of folks are on their heels. But as Supervisor Gates had indicated, we just have to continue to encourage people to really take this serious. Let's continue to practice the social distancing and stay indoors and wear our mask and all that stuff. We got to continue that message. And as we continue down this road, I think we're going to be a stronger community. And we'll get through this together. But I do want to just, once again, just thank our staff. We just have an awesome team here in Maricopa County, and you see it every morning at 8:30. I don't know any other political subdivision that's having morning calls every Saturday, Sunday, every day of the week, just keeping everyone abreast of what's going on, working together to make sure that the next few months are going to be a tough few months, but let's get through these months together, and we'll all be safe. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Great. Thank you, Steve. I'll turn to my Vice Chair, Jack Sellers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I just want to reiterate everything that's already been said. What an incredible team we have here. I'm so proud to be a part of this. And I think the thing I want to emphasize, going along with what Supervisor Gallardo said, is that our job has been to work as a team with all of our municipal partners, all the nonprofits, everybody in our community, and let everybody know what the county's doing and that it is a team effort and we're all working together. Really, really impressive what the county has been able to do so far, and so I thank all of you for everything you're doing.
Great. Well, I just think I'll bring that Joy, your team has been. I have the blessing of watching and listening in at 8:30 in the morning to the calls and trying to, just getting a chance to hear every single issue that everybody is working on, and seeing Bruce come up here. And homelessness is a tough issue when times are great, but it really jumps out at us when times are bad. And this is a tough time. So, well, I really appreciate him and his team that are really shouldering the burden here and trying to figure out what to do, and watching the county step up and bring initiatives and working together as when other cities are not hardly even understanding what's going on. Sorry, but some of them are not performing very well. And I think this county is performing great. So, the other thing is, I think Supervisor Chukri said the playbook. This playbook is getting written every day by the minute. I mean, it would be great if we had some sort of manual that would step us through all this thing, and it doesn't exist. What we're doing is writing the playbook right now, and I think we're doing a fantastic job at it. Or if not, we're really, really trying hard to. So for all of your group, I make a call out to the electeds to stay informed with their groups. I constantly am thinking about how our elected officials, because they represent significantly large agencies in Maricopa County. And I hope they're trying to help us with the playbook and help write that, but also stay on it and stay as a one team, because I'm certainly seeing it out of this group. And last but not least, I appreciate the nice comments about leadership right now, but I'm just going to throw it back. The leadership is happening because I am talking to you guys as much as I can almost every day, just trying to find out if there are things going on in your individual districts or certain issues that are not being covered, or how can we get them covered together. So I know that our governor has probably just wishful eyes on this board, because there's 5 of us that get to fan out and help fix problems as they arise. So with that, again, last thing. If you want to see professionalism in action, my board members need to come and see that emergency center that was stood up. I really very much appreciate Alistair Adele, the county attorney. This is a new building, a new time. She's fresh in her representation of this office. And the first thing out of my mouth was, yes, how can I help? Sure, you want it, you guys take it. Getting those 2 vitally important emergency services as well as public health together so they can hear all these things and work on these things. You guys must go over there and see. Fields, again, your group, staying in touch with communication either on social networks, traditional media, different types of media, making sure that the information is going out. That's another thing I think our citizens are going to be able to reflect back in years to come, just how much and up to speed on information that we can provide is being provided in a quick, timely fashion. Thank you. Your group is certainly tired right now too, but thanks for doing it as well. So with that, I am going to close the meeting. Thanks for everybody for joining us. Thanks for my colleagues. Thanks for my colleagues that have been on the phone. I appreciate the round robin willingness to attend these meetings, and it again shows, even if you're not here, we know that you have leadership capabilities there on the phone too. So I appreciate it very much. And with that, we're adjourned.
Thank you.